All right, thanks. Bye.
Oh my God.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's who we serve.
Is it running now? Yeah. Hi, everybody. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown. I tell you, this business is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown saying stay with it and hit it.
Okay, thank you, buddy.
All right.
All right. Top of the morning, top of the afternoon, top of the evening, top of the time zone, wherever you're joining us from on InnervisionFM.com.
Yeah.
How's it going, Johnny?
It's pretty good. Pretty good. It's been a interesting day, but a fun day. And I was kind of like, my wife was like, find some fun parts of the stories, and I tried.
Hey, I sent you a neat little article you'll want to check out at some point if you'd like. It might be good for a future topic. I don't know, but we do have a packed show tonight.
Did you text it to me or did you send it to me by email? Because I didn't see it.
I texted it to you. I'll send you the actual link via email later on. But I only just got finished watching it. We got a packed show for you, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. But first off, I want to let you know we run, Innervision FM runs. Johnny runs a little bit of a live broadcast on local Comcast station here in Denver, Colorado. That's on channel 56. Okay. And basically, when does that air, Johnny?
Okay. I just got this signed recently. It's 8 p.m. tonight, Wednesday night, then 1:30 p.m. Thursday morning, then 8 p.m. Friday and Saturday evening. So whatever runs tonight will run for the next few days in reruns, and then it'll start all over. And it might be the show that we did with Jimmy Lee Tillman.
Jimmy Lee Tillman.
Yeah, that might be on tonight. So
hey, that's all right. That's all right. You guys are going to check out a very good interview with a R&B pop artist. Was he?
Yeah. And now and on YouTube and all those other shows, you'll see the long version. But on the show, we have 28 minutes, so I cut it down to 28 minutes. So I have we got 3 shows out of that. And so it'll be
that's pretty awesome.
3 more weeks. Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Quite fascinating. Folks, you can also find us on KINV by going to the main Innervision FM website. And we've got a couple of other DJs that are doing a couple of different shows. There's a guy by the name of Robert Randall, and there's another guy by the name of Alfonso
the Clone Show.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this guy, he's really funny. He does like different voices, and sometimes it's him singing, sometimes a lot of the times it's him playing, and he has guests on the show, and he really mixes it up for 2 hours. An interesting variety show. So so check him out on KINV -DB Innervision FM, InnervisionFM.com. So yeah, check that out. Also, hey, to help us pay some lights over here, and also to help us, we like to do that thing that Jesus Morales has been doing on
Absolutely,
TikTok.
giving away some money. Everybody wants some extra money.
So donate some money and say, hey, you want half of it to go towards us doing something like that, and we'll find a way to do it, either whether it be with some video, like on Zoom, like ask somebody to come on the show. We know that they're in need, and then as we're talking to them, we'll say, hey, and in care of the audience, this is a gift to you. So it's many ways we could do it, fun ways we could do it as blind people. It's like, because it would be kind of interesting. I don't know if I would walk up to some people on the street and do this.
Wow, I'd even go so far as to say, Johnny, that this is a show brought to you of the people, by the people, and for the people, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So let's have some fun with it. It's paypal.me/Innervision Denver. That's paypal.me/Innervision Denver. So, and we don't remind people, don't forget about the 13 people that your president had, caused their death in the Afghan debacle, and the 7 children that the Taliban ordered them to kill, and the 3 adults as well that they were on our side and not on the Taliban side. So don't forget those families. Even though America said they're gonna, this Bendito said he's gonna pay the family and transfer them over here. With all the other people that are transferring and sending them off to different hotels and things of that sort, we'll see. They're certainly not sending them off to hotels in rich neighborhoods. And Ted Cruz is talking about let's send them. Hilarious. Yeah, let's send them over. Did I send you that?
Well, no, but I did see that last night where he was talking about, yeah, sure, I'm going to go ahead and introduce a bill. Now, of course, it's not going to be advanced by the Democrats.
I know.
But I'm going to go ahead. He says it was a joke. I would imagine. I'd be really interested and surprised if he actually introduced the bill. But basically, what he would love to do is, oh, sure, let's bring some newcomer friends in here. But let's go ahead and start resettling them in places like Martha's Vineyard. Well, they're sipping their martinis and they're having their good old time. And oh my goodness, these folks want to get into our country clubs. What?
Yeah, I thought it was so funny. I said, yeah, okay. And I was about to say, we're gonna start writing down some of those names and say, yeah, we gotta start promoting that. Yes, okay. You want to bring in all these thousands, millions of people illegal? Well, and in a way, they're going to be bringing certain ones in anyway to work at their houses because they can hire them for cheaper prices. So in a way, that's sort of going to be happening. We just won't know about it.
That's quite interesting. That's a very interesting take on that may indeed transpire that some of our newcomer friends that do enter into our country, whether it be outside of the jurisdiction of our laws or whether it be within the jurisdiction of our laws, could in de facto means become servants.
Yeah.
I would say servants because they would probably be getting paid, but not
the regular pay. I would guess.
Right.
Yeah. So they're gonna be getting away with some stuff. But I wrote tomorrow. There's gonna be what is that called? CNN broadcast with Senile Biting, and I was sort of like making up some questions that's going to be fielded to Biden tomorrow night, and it's a town home. What is it called? A town home meeting. I forgot the official name. I was watching it on Wayne the pre-show thing, and that's how I heard about it. And so I asked some questions. I said, these are the kind of questions it's going to be asked. So it's going to get a question like, Biden, what kind of ice cream do you like? One question. And then, Biden, what time do you take your nap? Yeah. Biden, tell us how great inflation is for the American people. Because they're always saying this is so great, what's happening, and they don't see reality. It could be a riot happening behind the reporter, but it's like it's a mostly peaceful protest.
Absolutely. Those would be some pretty interesting and funny questions to go ahead and submit and see if they actually got some coverage.
I'm gonna compare. Listen, and then this type of Biden. Do you look up to Jimmy Carter? Because that was the last time we had like long gas lines was in the 1970s with Jimmy Carter.
Well, for folks that may be joining us who who aren't able to see, like I am, also blinded, like Johnny is, I got me a leather jacket on because, of course, I could turn my heat on and things like that. But why bother? I'm taking a page out of Jimmy Carter and just putting on an extra little layer of clothing to keep myself warm. So
yeah, didn't he do a fireside chat, and he had the sweater on and the fire rolling? And
that's absolutely right. It's 1970.
I remember that.
Gosh, 1978, 79. I was little then. I was probably only 8 or 9 years old. And I remember my mom saying what a good idea it was to just go ahead and put on an extra layer of clothing. Now, of course, she was doing it for different reasons. God rest her soul. She had a few substance abuse issues, and but it ended up that she wanted to have a little of extra money to go ahead and pay for her libation, and so therefore it was in our the children's best interest to go ahead and just put on some extra clothes so that a few extra dollars could be saved, so that those few extra dollars could go towards the libation that she thought she needed at the time. God rest her.
Yeah. And then here's another one. Biden, when are you going to give us more free money?
Free money.
So is it he'll send out another $2,000 check to wreck the economy even more?
That's a very interesting topic that you bring up, and in all actuality, that is indeed being addressed. There is going to be a bill that will hit the floor probably by the end of this week, introduced by, gosh darn it, I'm going to get the name wrong. His last name is Clark. Jason Clark, John Clark, I just don't remember. But anyway, he's going to go ahead and introduce the bill under the name of Social Security 2100, something like that. So do be watching out for that. That's going to be most interesting because the proposal is to increase the benefits across the board, whether it's SSI, SSDI, railroad retirement benefits, your basic Social Security that you would get if you're retired, that kind of thing. They would want to raise the per capita amount by 25% of the 25% above the poverty line. So if the poverty line sits about, gosh, I don't have the figures on this. I was just going off the top of my head. But if the poverty line, let's just say it sits at about $1,200 a month or something like that, it's going to put a 25% increase on top of the poverty line, and maybe a little bump to the to certain of the different Social Security programs. Keep in mind, folks, that very much of this has not been reformed for, in some cases, the last 50 years. So, for instance, if you're on SSI or supplemental Social Security income, a little known fact is this: after the first $85, for every dollar that you make until that SSI is canceled out, our beloved and rich Uncle Sam will go ahead and take half that back until such time, like I said, as when it's canceled out. Now, you do have what's called a trial-free work period. It does take about 9 months to exhaust, and you can apply for these trial-free work periods once every 5 years. But that's for a different topic, different show. But bottom line is they definitely want to go ahead and introduce this Social Security 2100 bill to try to address some of these issues that folks like I am on a fixed income that that could possibly use some of this stuff. Now, I'm not necessarily in favor of it, but I'm not against it either. But the bottom line is, if you give us an extra $10 or $100 or $1,000 or $1 million, now if there's food shortages, if there's supply shortages, including manufacturing products and goods like tires for your vehicle. Well, I don't have tires for a vehicle, but I gosh darn sure borrow my buddy's wheels when he comes by. Mm-hmm. So in one way or another, we're all going to get hit by this.
Now, this is for the town hall meeting tomorrow, and I'm just putting down questions that I'm guessed that will be some of the questions that they're going to ask Sleepy Joe. And this last one is going to be disturbing. It won't be asked tomorrow night, but I don't know if you got that video. I got it from I got this video, and they said, "Oh no!" Once again, Joe Biden was putting his hands on some strange girl's, I don't know why she was there, video, and it came out. But the last question I had here was, Biden, are you still smelling women and little girls' hair? And in this video, he talks about they don't let him drive anymore, and he has this beautiful Mercedes-Benz in his garage, and he reaches over and touches this little girl's hair, as he said, "If I did have it, I would take you and it, my little 5-year-old that looks like a 19-year-old," or something like that. So I mean, I heard the video, and you heard the creepiness in the voice, but it was they were saying what he was doing during the video, and and people around him were kind of laughing. These people are enablers around him.
They're enablers. This is not even funny anymore. It used to be somewhat comical, but this stuff's no longer funny anymore.
Yeah. So yeah, I forgot where I got this one, but it's out there. So I mean, just add that onto all the other videos that they made a collage of, and it's there. Now. Yesterday we talked about Pete Buttigieg taking 2 months off. So this one in Long Beach, California, right now, there's about 100 boats out there waiting to drop off their material. And they found that some of the cargo has developed mold in them, and who knows, but they get to the other, what do they call capsules? What's going to be in there? Would the food still be good? Would the items have mold in it, or what's going to happen?
That's going to be an interesting problem, which may potentially pose itself to the Food and Drug Administration, because some of this cargo has been sitting there for the last couple of weeks. In fact, some of the ships have been forced to drag their anchors, which has resulted in a bit of an oil spill out there. So it's quite interesting to watch. Quite interesting is just a weak, mealy mouth phrase for something I'd rather not say. But it's just, this stuff is not funny anymore.
Yeah, so these ships are sitting out there. Oh, and then the governor, DeSantis, was talking about they have 75 ports open, ready to take in that merchandise, because they have so many regulations, people. And this is what Republicans are supposed to be about. We're supposed to be about lowering some of these regulations, because they have this regulation that a truck can be no older than
2011.
Yeah, 2011. And there's, I guess, a lot of trucker is not like a millionaire where he can buy new trucks every year or new trucks every 5 years. He has to make that truck last as long as he can, because they want it to match some kind of emission standard of I guess the last 5 years or something to that effect. So that regulation, there's some other regulations they have in there. And then I guess they said they weren't working 24 hours a day. And DeSantis said they are working 24 hours a day, and he doesn't understand why Long Beach, California isn't.
Well, and that's a very interesting point to make. But even if the extension was made to the hours that people work, so that it is like 24/7 to match other parts of the country, like Governor DeSantis's Florida, this is stuff that's going on all about the world now. With regard to the trucking industry that people may or may not be made aware of just yet, is the fact that once these trucks do break, there are a very small amount of manufacturers able to actually make the parts so that the trucks can stay on the road. Things like drivetrains, things like the chips that go into some of the newer vehicles for GPS navigation, all this kind of stuff. Short supply, even no supply. So once these trucks do start breaking down, if something isn't done quickly and soon, we do run a risk of whether or not we want to get our supplies. It won't matter because those trucks will not be able to transport our goods to us if they're broken.
Yeah, and ladies, if you're not old enough to remember, or you don't study history that much, I like to go back to how this got started. Nixon in the 70s, probably like around 71, went over to China and he made a deal with, well, it wasn't with the guy who was ruling at the time, because I guess the guy had dementia and he was failing. So it was with his what they would be considered to be the vice president at the time, because they were keeping it hidden from the people. And to this very day, people still think that he had these all these ladies helping him, versions with white robes or white clothes on, and they don't know that he was sick at the time, because that was the propaganda that was told to them, and that's what they were believing. But he went over there and he negotiated that we would help their economy by sending our manufacturing jobs over to China, and for pharma and all those things. And then we would pay them so much. And that's how they became to be so rich, is because we were buying products from them. And that's when you started seeing made in China, right?
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, that's how we got there for you guys that are 30 and 20 and probably even 40, and you were just too young to remember what was going on at the time. But yeah, Nixon, our Republican president, for some reason, because part of being a globalist, because we were going towards that. And even in the 90s, we had Bush Senior dancing around on the stage saying, "One world order, one world order."
World order.
Yeah. So
it's quite interesting how we got here, folks. Here's the end result. We've got open borders. We've got a lady wanting to take public transit. And so she gets onto a train, and unbeknownst to her, she ends up being accosted by some guy for, 40 minutes or so.
Yeah, 27 stops.
Yeah. And so basically what happens is this guy is giving her a hard time. And all these folks on this train experienced what is called the bystander effect. The bystander effect is a very fascinating thing, wherein you see something and you realize that all your compatriots around you are not doing anything. And so you don't do anything yourself to stand up and defend this poor lady's honor, so to speak. And so she ends up getting herself into...
Right.
Well, yeah, she ends up getting herself raped. Not her fault. No fault of her own. And all these wonderful, fine, upstanding people on this train experiencing this bystander effect, refuse to do anything, not even call 911, but they could sure point their phones and sure go ahead and film. I mean, it takes the same amount of finger taps and whatnot on your phone to call 911 as it does to
videotape. Did you remember Arsenio Hall? Back in the day when Randy was it Randy King or I forgot the guy's name. King was the last name. Got beat up by the cops, and this guy was videotaping. Rodney King. Yeah, Arsenio did a little skit where he had his video camera. He said, "Ladies and gentlemen, if you see that somebody's beating me up, put down your camera and help me." And
so, ladies and gentlemen, what would you do in that kind of situation?
Yeah.
What in the world would you do in that kind of situation? Now, of course, being a rational individual myself, I would like to think that I would jump on in there and get the job done if necessary.
Yeah.
Take that hypothetical gentleman off of that poor lady and just
Yeah. And the police that you want to defund, that when shots are fired, they run towards the shots, not away from the shots. Now you're getting a taste of the kind of people that we need in this society, not to defund them like your liberal communistic party is guiding a lot of you young people into believing that we need to defund the police, because finally someone, an off-duty transit person did call the police, and then the police did come in on the 27th stop and pulled this guy off and then arrested him. But yeah, it's like I think we're raising a bunch of snowflakes who are not real men, and we're gonna have to say, check your balls, guys, at the door. If you're sitting around and this is happening, and it's many men just videotaping because you're too afraid to grow some Texas goals. So
well, and that's something that's very interesting. But not only men were on that train, but I'm sure women were on that train. Where were the women that are all about women's rights?
Yeah, Me Too. Where were you?
Where's the Me Too movement on this?
Yeah. So I'm sure, and this guy, he was illegal. He was supposed to be out of this country, right? But because of the liberalness of New Yorkers or liberalness of just this regime, he was still in this country, and he had been charged with other crimes that should have put him out. But because of the installment of this regime, this person is here in this country doing havoc, doing just whatever he wants, whenever he wants, right? So voting has consequences, and people get involved with your local city, school boards, fire chief, dog catchers, city council. If you have common sense and you are a conservative, get involved, because George Soros is making sure that his group is getting in there, and you're seeing a corrosion of our country as it's becoming not like a third world country, and not a nice place to be. So it's crazy. I put down this movie. Hold on, okay, hold on. I got off that page. Hold on. It's a movie that I heard about that I want people to watch, because I'm going to watch it tonight. It's a movie called Surrogate. And what I get, the gist of the movie is you can hook yourself up to this computer, and then you can have another you, and you send that other person out rather than you. And,
kind of like proxy. That's interesting.
And we're getting close there, because as you might have heard, Facebook is thinking about changing its name, but they're also thinking about putting in this new system where you could put on these glasses, like a 3D glasses. Oh yeah. And you could see the audience, say like we're doing a Zoom show here, whoever drops into the Zoom audience well, me and you, Alan, we won't be able to see it. But if you have 20/20 vision, you can see the audience, and it's almost it's almost like they're sitting in their rooms watching you, and you're watching them. And so this technology is coming.
Oh yeah, all through the miracle of virtual reality technology through the company called Oculus.
Yeah. Oh, did you watch that Wayne Debris thing, or did you just heard about it?
Oh no, I'm a big tech head, so
okay.
I've heard it coming since way back, way back. And I will also tell this that before they really started censoring stuff, Facebook had started to work on a device that could basically pick up what your brain waves are transmitting, so that instead of having a keyboard or dictation software or whatever, all you had to do is just toss on this whatever and think what you want to say, and it just appears right there on the screen. It was in the experimental stages back in 2018, and all just magically suddenly went away. Now, I don't know what's happened with it. I'm sure we'll see a resurfacing of it if we are blessed to live long enough to see it.
Right. Hey, man, we're about at the end of the show. Man, 29 minutes go very quickly. Hey, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And info at Innervision FM, paypal.me/Innervision Denver for donations. And God bless you.
Hey, can I say one thing?
Yeah. Yes.
If you're not saved, do consider being saved. Eternal salvation is free, it's quick, and it's very easy. Just go ahead and accept Jesus Christ, accept his free gift, believe that he died on the cross for our sins, and do confess that with your mouth that Jesus Christ is Lord. There's a lot more to it, but by gosh, that's a beginning.
All right. God bless you, and see you